SilkSong has absolutely taken over the gaming space, with over a 500,000 peak player count on Steam alone, with a total of 5 million players in 3 days, generating over $50 million in revenue. Why are these numbers so big? I don't know, maybe the fans of the first Hollow Knight were on life support for the past 7 years waiting on Team Cherry to release SilkSong?
You're all like, that'll never happen. And then we'll get all cool and you'll be all like, whoa, and then we'll be all like, in your face! And then I'll be all like, get back to work!
After all, it's just an indie 2D side-scroll platformer, right? We've seen plenty of those. Well, technically it's a metroidvania, but this genre of game is not well known in today's AAA modern gaming world. Even the first Hollow Knight wasn't a very popular game initially. It was only by word of mouth that got the game to the popularity it has today, thus adding to the hype of SilkSong. In fact, there's certain game developers that are absolutely upset about the success of Hollow Knight SilkSong. Some are even saying that charging $20 for this game is too low. Too low? Why not question why your bug-filled, half-done AAA game costs $80?
What? No, all right. I know that sounds bad.
Okay. But what about other indie game developers? Well, some of them are upset that Hollow Knight should have cost more than $20 because SilkSong is big enough to raise the price of indie games like a domino effect. I mean, Nintendo is charging $90+ for Mario Kart, so now others end up raising the price of their games. What if GTA 6 comes out and it's $100? I guess the standard price of games will be $100 now. It's like the price of games just keeps going up. But when the GTA of indie games releases at $20, people suddenly start crying. It's like, oh no, you're selling a highly anticipated indie game for $20? That's way too consumer friendly. We need to burn their pockets dry. After all, it's a business.
Let's get down to the business of sucking every loose penny out of Mr. and Mrs. Average Knucklehead.
These modern developers and CEOs just don't care about the consumer these days. So in this video, I want to talk about why everyone loves and hates Hollow Knight SilkSong. Reason 1. SilkSong is too hard. A lot of players have been having a hard time with SilkSong. Early game enemies do double damage, the platforming is unforgiving, and the amount of currency you gain from the world is the equivalent of 2 potatoes. And yet, I love it. I actually have a good challenge, and it's nice getting that hit of dopamine when you finally defeat that boss, or exploring a cavern full of enemies and then finding a new upgrade that completely gives you an advantage in the next boss fight. It's clear the devs want you to explore the world they built, and it's a novelty to play a game as the devs intended. It's like the old Super Nintendo games that were too hard back in the day, like the Lion King game and Battletoads. Sure, they were difficult games, but with enough playtime, they are beatable. And even today, you can see speedruns of those games, and it's just absolute cinema from there. I do know that Team Cherry just nerfed the early game difficulty of Hollow Knight SilkSong recently, and it's mostly the result of people who haven't even beaten the first Hollow Knight. It's clear that Team Cherry made SilkSong with the assumption that you played the first game. Don't get me wrong, Hollow Knight was hard for sure, and SilkSong is a step up in difficulty, no doubt about that. Just think of Hollow Knight as the tutorial for SilkSong. So claim your I beat Act 1 of SilkSong before the patch badge here. Reason number 2. It's a niche game, and it's too different from the norm. Hollow Knight SilkSong can be considered the Dark Souls 2 of metroidvanias. If you make a few mistakes, it's game over. Enemies are everywhere, they hit like a truck, and the game punishes you heavily if you die trying to get your rosaries back. And similar to Dark Souls, you can find a bench with some enemies nearby, and you can keep farming rosaries to be able to afford that shop item you so desperately need for the next area. Metroidvanias have been around for a long time, since Metroid. It's where the term originated from. Games like Castlevania, Dust, and Elysian Tale, Blasphemous 1 and 2, just to name a few. I'm hyped for a game called Crow's War coming out soon. While there's no definitive release date yet, it's pretty much 2D Bloodborne, and I'm all here for it. The game looks amazing, and more importantly, challenging and difficult. We'll just have to wait and see. However, despite the Metroidvania style being old and outdated, Some would say it's still something different from the AAA garbage we've been fed for years. We have plenty of shooters and sports games with a ball in it, but for the first time in a while, a 2D game about bugs has a potential to become Game of the Year in 2025. How many game devs do you think will be so salty if that does end up happening? The indie space is slowly but surely getting popular with games like Undertale, Five Nights at Freddy's, Repo, Peak, Schedule 1, and Lethal Company, just to name a few. Even though some of these games had their 30 minutes of fame, they still blew up on the internet and became a beacon of light in the gaming space. Reason number 3. The game is too good to be true. I've put about 35 hours into SilkSong so far, and I'm just now finished with Act 1, only 25 hours in. And that's if you explore every crack and crevice of the game, do all the side missions and everything. The fact we get a $20 game for hours and hours of content is just insane to me. The game is beautiful, the soundtrack is great, although not as good as the first Hollow Knight, I would say, but it's still good. And the attention to detail in the world building is what makes me question the state of today's modern games. It lacks the connection between the consumer and the developers. It's like taking your car to the dealership to have a mechanic look at your car, but you can't even talk to the mechanic because the service advisor at the front desk has a customer can't speak to the mechanic policy. There's no transparency with most of today's games, and I find it to be disrespectful to the lifeblood and engine that keeps this industry moving. That's why back in 2020, we got stimulus checks because nobody was buying anything. People were sick and out of work. The stimulus checks were given to us to boost the economy. That's pretty much what it was for. I'm glad the gaming industry is feeling the pressure from us gamers. It only helps us as consumers. We are gonna end up getting better games in the long run. Competition causes video games and products to improve. Without competition, big name companies can do whatever they want. One thing I'd like to add is that Team Cherry didn't give out review copies before the release, as they wanted the real fans to have the same experience as everyone else without getting spoiled or ruining hype for the game. Like when a movie trailer comes out and the trailer shows the whole movie in just that one trailer. Team Cherry absolutely knew what they were doing with this game.
Real mature. I made this for you!
In conclusion, Hollow Knight SilkSong is a fun, challenging, rewarding game that raises the bar for both indie and AAA devs alike. It even crashed multiple servers at release, and many people couldn't even download the game after hours of refreshing the checkout screen, including myself.
Oh wait, it's here. Add to cart. I have it on my Steam Deck, I have it on my phone. Be my cart. Something went wrong. What's going on? What's going on? Oh, he's already downloading it. Crazy, bro. There was an unexpected error updating your cart. That's what my Steam Deck says.
We're finally in it. It's been 2 hours. The only other game I can think of doing something similar is GTA 6. That's gonna be a time where AAA devs are really in trouble. So let me know what you think of this in the comments below, and be sure to the subscribe button for more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.